Catch up on all the live shows right here on africatechradio.com.
Okay, welcome to Tony's Tech Side. Yes. So we're going to be doing three things today. First, we would be looking at how we can provide stronger protection for the African child online. And this is mainly because we need to solidify everything in terms of plans, everything in terms of safety online for children. And now it's people who work with children personally, people who work with law enforcement, people who work in the tech space, all coming together in a few minutes, yes, to talk about how to ensure that we can get stronger protection for the children, for the African child online. And yes, of course, you have like the media guys who are, pushing the narratives and ensuring that things are, happens quite fine. Like the stories are being told, the right stories are being told. Then second, we would have a little insight into business. Yes, the major stories we've been hearing, from student loans to floating of the naira to inflation and to forex. Yes, exactly, forex, and how the money, not the money market, but how that works, dollar and naira exchanging value. Yeah. And then I would share with you the most interesting tech stories rocking the continent of Africa. We'll do like a review from last week, the major ones, and then take a look into this week and say, oh yeah, if we're postulating, what are the stories that we should look out for the week. This is Tony's Tech Side, and you're welcome. Yes, exactly. I feel today like an ogaranya. It's an Igbo word, which it's Igbo. It means, in English, it would be a big man. And I remember one day someone talked about the big man syndrome, in the majorly African society. Most times, when you're waiting for that big man savior, that savior complex. Yeah, this is not that kind of, ogaranya. This is someone who's confident in himself, who knows what he's worth, and talks the talk and walks the walks, or works the works, however it is said. That's what an ogaranya is. And you can actually be an ogaranya, like it can be different things. It can be, you have, like the wealth of wisdom and knowledge, and you can have like the wealth of things, properties, and, all of that. So it depends on which ogaranya you have chosen to be. But today, I want you to be an ogaranya in confidence. When you step out today, when you step out this day, right? Exude that confidence that only an ogaranya can exude. Tony's Tech Side. Yes, as the world coin craze continues to hit many parts of the world, actually, not just different countries, the Office of the Data Protection Commissioner, ODPC, in Kenya has called on citizens to be vigilant with the platform. So WorldCoin is a cryptocurrency token project co-founded by Sam Altman, the co-founder of OpenAI, and Alex Blanca. Last week, it was mad. Total shutdown, I must tell you. The project went live globally, and it has seen users flock to its orbs across different parts of the country to be issued one of the company's tokens for free. If you're in Kenya, you go to the orbs, yes, you get a token for free. However, users are only issued with the tokens once they prove that they're actually humans and not robots. The ODPC said in a statement, that everyone should be aware that WorldCoin has now been launched and is processing sensitive personal data in a manner that requires demonstration of proper safeguards under the Data Protection Act of 2019. Users visiting WorldCoin's orbs have to download the World app, the company's World ID compatible app. The app, according to the company, enables payment, purchases, and transfers globally using digital assets and fiat-backed stable coins. Once downloaded, you can visit an orb, that's startup's eyeball scanning verification device, to receive your World ID. Now, we just finished talking about ID systems and keeping children safe online and all of that, and here we're doing biometrics. Like, this is it just takes it to a different level. I haven't exactly seen biometrics at that level, right? Biometrics and money and payments, all in one. Now, this move has raised a lot of regulator concerns across different countries. In the UK, for example, the company has come under the scrutiny of data protection regulators, according to a report I saw by Reuters. And those in Ghana, the regulation board in Ghana is also saying, you know what, in Kenya rather, are saying, you know what, you need to really be careful before you put out your information. You share your own information, sensitive biometric information. Meanwhile, the company is describing this service as a digital passport or passport that helps prove its holder is a real human, not an AI bot using its physical imaging device called the orb. Now, to think about it, OpenAI just did the whole ChatGPT thing, and everything that has to do with the fact that we're doing more of the things we're doing with AI, and now they have a product that says you need to differentiate whether you're an AI or a human. Come on, man, make it make sense to me. Well, okay. Away from that, Airtel Uganda has confirmed plans to begin deploying 5G equipment at 50 sites across central Kampala from this week. This will be happening alongside MTN Uganda. They actually won the 5G frequencies in government auction in June 2023. And the Uganda Communication Commission, UCC, has released the spectrum to the operators, allowing them to commence their 5G launches. MTN is expected to, do the same thing they're doing. Yeah. And away from the telecoms news, I think it would just be all these Elon Musk news. Parody everywhere. So Twitter announced last week that they will start sharing ad revenue with creators. Creators will be paid for the ad revenue generated from ads served in their posts replies. The company announced this in a post and said that the program is now global. The program joins the creator subscription program in X's monetization offering, and creators can set up the two programs independently. Notably, various creators on the platform have already received significant payouts following the program's mid-July. I saw all of those payouts and the screenshots on Twitter too. Yeah, I saw that, and I think it's a win for creators, but still there are a lot of fingers and a lot of hands pointing towards Musk. And what's happening next with Musk? It's the satellite broadband provider Starlink announcing that it switched on operations in Malawi, as they continue the coverage expansion. Yeah, just in case you did not know, Twitter is now called X, and that whole drama happened last week where they officially switched from Twitter to X on Twitter. And you now find that if you're looking for Twitter on Twitter, you would not find Twitter on Twitter. Instead, you find X on X. Now, something that also happened that was really interesting is social media platform X, right? Remember, I always trying to say don't call it Twitter. Formerly known as Twitter, bringing back or reinstating the account of Kanye West, who legally goes by Ye, after he was banned last year for posting a picture of swastika merch with the Star of David. It's anti-Semitic. Last December, months after Elon Musk took over the platform, he created a tweet storm by posting a series of anti-Semitic comments along with a picture that violated the social network's rules. At that time, he also posted an unflattering picture of Musk, but the Tesla CEO, Musk, clarified the rapper producer wasn't banned because of that, but he was banned, all of that, suspended for incitement to violence, not because of the picture of him, right? Exactly. So he's back. He hasn't exactly made any posts after his account was unbanned or reinstated. However, the account was only restored after he gave the assurance that he wasn't going to post anti-Semitic content or hateful language. This was confirmed by WSJ, a report by WSJ. And finally, stories. One that you should look at very well, look at and see and say, yes, this is, exactly, would be the fact that July was the hottest month in history. And over here in Nigeria, you'd hear something like the August break. And as we end the month of July and we get into August, we hope that we do not have that continuation, of August being a hot month or a warm month rather, and that anything that has to do with climate change and whatnot, it kind of improves for a lot of people who are spending the summer, who are doing their whole summer holiday, We hope that the weather is also quite clement and that the holiday is spent in a very, very clement weather. Today, July 31st, 1971, using the battery-powered lunar roving vehicle, an astronaut David Scott of the Apollo 15 mission became the first person to drive a vehicle on the moon. Yep, it was on this day that it was achieved. The LRV, that's the Lunar Roving Vehicle, was used during the last 3 missions to the moon, the Apollo 15, Apollo 16, and the Apollo 17. The 3 LRVs used during the mission still remain on the surface of the moon. So the next time you go, if you actually go to the moon, all of us, to the moon, please check out these LRVs, that's the Lunar Roving Vehicles that we used to take a ride on the moon. So we move on from here. Well, that's all, right, for the stories rocking the continent of Africa as we begin the week. Look at what happened last week, the major stories, and then a look at what happened or what may happen, starting up the week on a high. Now, we would switch attention to some business, SME, economics focused news, and it's going to be a replay with Online Banker. It's a podcast that you can also find on podcast streaming platforms. Yes, just type Africa Tech Radio anywhere you listen to your podcast and you would find this particular one. It's really important, that we have these economy and money discussions, because at the end of the day, man, you just have to ensure that you have these discussions so that you know what's up and you know how you can plan for the future. Selah, guys.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to catch up on all the live shows right here on africatechradio.com.